Good evening, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Kelsey Okuda, reporting live from Channel 4. Tonight, we will give you the first look at the inside interview with our very own reporter, Jennifer Quang, who got the first interview with Cosmo A. Zinga Paroli. Zinga Paroli, 38-year-old male, is charged with second-degree grand larceny, 3 counts of first-degree offering a false instrument in the first degree, third-degree insurance fraud, 1 count of workers' compensation fraud, and 1 count of petite larceny after claiming injuries to the head, neck, left knee, back, and left shoulder, and claims he suffered from post-concussive syndrome after falling off a ladder while fixing a light bulb in April 2006 off West 79th Street and Riverside Drive, while working for the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. Between April 2006 and March 2010, Zinga Paroli collected over $70,000 in workers' compensation. In the meantime, Zinga Paroli failed to disclose to the law department that he had performed and was paid for a number of home improvement jobs. He is now facing up to 15 years in prison if he is convicted. Now let's take a look at this story more in depth with our very own Jennifer Quang. Over to you, Jennifer.
Hey everyone, so I'm here live with Mr. Zinga Rapoli. Mr. Zinga Rapoli, when did you formulate this plan of yours?
I mean, it wasn't really a plan. I just honestly fell off a ladder. I got hurt, and then Parks and Rec in New York, they started sending me these checks, and honestly, it wasn't even enough money to cover anything to live in New York, to sustain myself. I needed to make money somehow, so I started doing what I knew how to do. I knew what I was good at, so I started doing work here and there, getting some money here and there. I mean, honestly, nobody wants to be homeless, you know. Just wanted a roof over my head, so in '06, a couple months after my initial injury, I started fixing fireplaces, replacing fireplaces. The word started going around, so I started getting more kinds of work, such as like just fixing windows, fixing pipes, plumbing, fixing roofs, that sorts of stuff. And years went by, and honestly thought I wasn't doing anything wrong.
So how was your lifestyle like prior to this situation?
Prior to the situation, it was really consistent. I would work every day. I've been working with Parks and Rec of New York for 11 years before my workers' comp incident. Been there since I was 27, just working every day really hard for the past 11 years. I just had a routine going on.
That's a lot of years. So to my understanding, you had earned an hourly wage of $26.14. To me, that seems actually pretty high. So were you not content with your income?
It's not that I wasn't content with my income. Just with my situation, I just honestly really did get injured initially. And I might have over-exaggerated my injuries, thinking I could get a whole sum of money, just putting in a more exaggerated notice. I honestly could have just went back to work in '06, a couple months after. All I would have had to do was take a couple months off and just go back to work, and what that extra work on the side that I was doing wasn't even close to what I was making. It was just a consistent day job, and I honestly just got tired of working there, I guess.
So have you ever been incarcerated before?
No, I haven't. I never thought I would see myself here in this situation. It just kind of sucks.
So how is life behind bars? Because I can imagine it'd be pretty scary, with all these tough guys and like criminals, and so how is it?
I never thought I would see myself on the side. It's definitely different. Never thought I would be in the same categories as a lot of these criminals, killers, thugs. Just never thought I'd be on the side of the bars, Growing up, it never crossed my mind that I would need to do something like this. I didn't think there was anything wrong. And I guess it just got me 15 years in here. Hopefully I get let out earlier on.
So how do you feel about this whole situation, the whole thing overall?
It's not a pleasant situation. Definitely not proud of it. I really thought I wasn't doing anything wrong. I hit rock bottom. I needed some way to survive, you know. I didn't want to be homeless. But if I go back in time, I feel like I didn't need to do any of this. I could have just went back to work.
Right. So what does your family think about this?
Well, I don't really talk to my family. Don't have contact with them. They don't. So obviously they can't support me financially. So I had to resort to this kind of, you know, behavior and what I had to do.
So I take it that you don't communicate with them often and you don't keep in touch, so do you feel like really alone in this whole situation?
Yeah, I don't communicate with them, so just really on my own, you know.
So as we all know, you took a total of $70,000 over a period of 4 years from the city. Is it worth the 15 years that you're sentenced to now?
No, it's definitely not. I mean, 70,000 over 4 years in New York, not worth it. It wasn't even enough to sustain myself. Like, it just wasn't worth it in general.
Yeah, I can imagine being in New York and not making enough for a living. It's got to be pretty tough. So what are your plans for yourself and your lifestyle after you're going to be released?
Well, I don't think anyone's going to hire me after this incident. I've been convicted of a lot of crimes that they're putting on my head. Honestly, if I get out early or when I get out, I'm just going to try and make an honest living and make honest decisions, you know, and start my own business doing what I was doing earlier, fixing houses, maybe just start my own business up, I guess.
So that sounds like a good plan. I actually wish you the best of luck. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to interview you. So we're actually, right now, we're going to take a clip we're going to let you watch a clip of Mr. Matt Kennedy, who's a faithful client of Mr. Zinger-Rapoli. So, here we are.
Yeah, you know, I hired Cosmo back in July of 2009 to fix my roof. And fix the roof of my shed, and he did a good job. I didn't really notice any injuries that he had. He didn't appear to be any pain or suffering from anything. You know, if I had known that he was running some kind of fraudulent scheme like this, you know, I wouldn't have hired him for the job just to avoid any trouble like this. Yeah, and that he did a really good job on the roof.
Mr. Kennedy, how did you initially hear about Mr. Zinger-Rapoli?
I heard him from a friend of mine who had his fireplace fixed back a couple of years ago. And he recommended him because he did a really good job and he got the job done quick.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in to Channel 4 tonight. If you would like more information, please go to the North County Gazette. Good night.